Another day, another betrayal. Every day, it's just constant knives in the back. I can't believe there's any room left in our backs for more knives. You think we have to have reached the bottom at some point, and yet here we are. By the way, right, I'm still on this holiday. I'm coming back from this holiday fat, man. I have just eaten a lot, and I'm annoyed with myself because I'm going to have to go on a hard diet. But on the plus side, I have also been to the gym a lot, so I'm going to be stronger, but also fatter. Basically, I'm putting on mass, right? But anyway, let's get. I hate our government so much, man. Like they're like, oh, we're against hate. It's like, look, man, there's nothing you can do to stop me from hating the government. There's just not. I just can't stand it. So here we have today, revealed from the Telegraph, 24,000 Afghans have been offered asylum in the UK after a data breach, which is going to cost us £7 billion to take 24,000 Afghans and their families into the UK, and they're already here. They snuck them in without us knowing, making the government one of the biggest people traffickers on earth, and I get to fucking pay for it! So the breach occurred in February 2022 when a Royal Marine sent an email to a group of Afghans and accidentally included a spreadsheet containing the identities of 25,000 Afghans who were applying for asylum, soldiers who had worked with the British Army and their family members. Yeah, for all the fucking good they were, sorry, don't mean to be cynical, but they collapsed like a fucking house of cards, didn't they? So, this must be literally the most expensive email in history, right? Who sends an email and, $7 billion to the British taxpayer, and now we have to take 25,000, it's probably going to be about 100,000 Afghans we're going to take from this. I can't stand it. I'm just so tired, man. And the thing is, the British public are like, oh yeah, we don't trust any of our politicians, we're not happy about the way things are going. I think I'm going to vote Labour or Conservative this time. Or maybe the Lib Dems. It's, Jesus Christ. Vote Greens, bro. I'm going to vote for Nigel Farage. Things will be different. Apparently, a number of former Afghan Special Forces personnel have been murdered by the Taliban since they regained power in 2021. Some of those who will now come to Britain had asylum applications previously rejected. Oh, brilliant. So the people they're not even fit to live in our country, and yet they're here anyway. The number expected to be brought to Britain as a result of the breach was initially stated in court documents to be nearly 43,000. However, the Defence Secretary will tell Parliament that 6,900 Afghans will be brought to Britain as a direct result of the breach, blah, blah, blah. Apparently a bunch of them are already in transit, 17,000 more coming, blah, blah, blah. It's believed that between 80,000 and 100,000 people were affected by the data breach, and therefore we have to fucking pay for them to live here. But the thing is, the government fought a 2-year legal battle to keep the leak secret. Hang on a second. Don't just say the government. You mean the fucking Tories. The fucking Conservatives. Backstabbing motherfuckers. And this was probably under Boris Johnson, in fact. The biggest of the backstabbers. I just can't take it anymore. Anyway, apparently this has now been allowed to be printed by the papers, so the Telegraph reports on it. Apparently this is the most serious data breach in British history, dwarfing previous episodes, such as the 2013 Snowden leaks. I'm so frustrated with these people. They're just so annoying. It's always going to be our problem. That's the thing. Everything that happens, it's always our problem, and there's nothing we can do about it. And the thing is, the British public just won't vote differently. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want someone who's not stabbing me in the back in charge of the country. What if they don't do a good job? Fucking hell, man. Assuming that they're not trying to stab me in the back, can it get any worse? Seriously, what are you expecting to happen from just anyone else? If we were to draw governments by lot, I would expect better results than this. If we were literally it was just a random lottery where Ethel from bloody, Bolton on the Wold or something, or, Matey Boy from Northumbria somewhere, from Berwick upon Tweed, John from up there, was just picked and done. No, whatever it is, you've 4 years in government, 5 years in government now, deal with it, I would expect better results than this, right? I would expect anything better than what we've got at the moment. And it's like, oh, but what if they didn't... Okay, alright, whatever. So they go through the email, and it's just retarded, obviously. But they say it's estimated to cost the taxpayer 5 to 6 billion, and the government originally set aside 7 billion. MOD lawyers told them that they expect to save 1.2 billion after closing all Afghan asylum schemes. But the scheme set up as a result of the leak will be closed on Tuesday. Oh, brilliant. That's great. It is understood that the direct costs of the leak to date have been 400 million, and that 850 million have been set aside to complete the resettlement of Afghans. I just don't want them in my country. Obviously, this has already cost us hundreds of millions of pounds, and we're going to be paying millions to people infected, blah, blah, blah. Just tax. Hand over your tax. Where's my money? It says the government. This is, of course, a huge headache for Rachel Reeves. Economists have warned that 9.9 billion headroom she had to balance the budget has already been wiped out, making tax rises seemingly inevitable. That's right. I mean, good thing I don't take many holidays, right? Like, I'll take a holiday once every few years, I guess. In fact, I don't think I've been on a proper holiday since before COVID. But the point is, like, and I'm pretty lucky. I do quite well. I've got lots going on. So it's not that big a deal to me. But imagine if you're like on 50, 60k a year and you've been saving up and the government's like, yeah, sorry, the tax is going up. Tax on everything. Yeah, the cost of things is just, it's astronomical at the moment. And then the chancellor's just like, yeah, we just need to raise taxes. Why? Well, we got 100,000 Afghans that we secretly are resettling in Britain. And someone's got to pay for it. I'm afraid someone's got to pay for that. And that person's you, by the way. And you'll probably get an Afghan family at the end of your road. And, I mean, they're Afghans, so, you know, just saying, as Rupert Lowe's pointed out, sexual assault by nationality. You probably can't see. I'll zoom in on it a bit. Shall I? Good luck. Anyway, Tom Jones pointed out that there was, in fact, a review of the thought process that led to the idea that the Taliban were going to seek retribution, and no one seemed to find any particular evidence that was the case. Apparently a couple have been killed, but I mean, like, okay. But I mean, when you see, like, the Taliban governing Afghanistan, quote unquote, they don't seem to really care that much because they're now the ones in charge. I mean, it's not like the Afghan army was any good. So what threat are they facing exactly? But there just doesn't seem to be any reason for this. It's a pathology they've got in their heads, apparently, that the Taliban are going to go on this mad killing spree, but where's the evidence of it? We're just saying it. It's just is there any reason to betray the British public? That's what this is. And of course, like, things are just crazy at the moment. The number of foreign nationals claiming universal credit is, of course, well over 1 million at this point. Just, how is that possible? How is it possible that foreigners can just get my money? And then you get people like this chap, who have identified, he's an Indian, but he's identified that Conquest Third Law is true in the case of Britain. That any bureaucratic organisation, the actions of it can be explained by assuming it is just controlled by a cabal of its enemies. He says, the mass relocation of tens of thousands of Afghans to the UK after a so-called data leak isn't just administration failure. It's demographic transformation in real time. Yes it is. Yes, it is. They're obsessed with bringing in as many foreigners as they can to replace the native British. Slowly but surely, the UK's own systems are paving the way for cultural and political shifts it can no longer control. And honestly, as an Indian, there's a strange satisfaction in watching the former colonial empire crumble under the weight of its own misplaced humanitarianism. History is a poetic way of flipping scripts. Flipping scripts? India wasn't labouring under its own misplaced humanitarianism. Like, before the British got there, India was a series of empires that just enslaved the people beneath them. But anyway, not worth getting into that. The point is, we thought that we were going to be really good people, and it turns out that being really good people means that it's political suicide and we're killing ourselves. And we're going to lose everything that we ever had, all of the immense cultural capital that we'd built up over the millennium that the English nation and then Britain had existed. It's just going to be pissed away on foreigners who will never forgive us for dragging them into the modern world. They will never forgive us for abolishing the backward systems under which they lived. They will never forgive us for giving them the standard of living that we have, right? They'll never forgive us for this. And they will watch in strange satisfaction as we die slowly while trying to save them from themselves.